Hello students, good morning. This is the channel Easy Physics by Varsha Mahalle from SR Patil Junior College, Akola. This is the third lecture for the chapter, that is the chapter number 15, Structure of Atoms and Nuclei, in which we will discuss about Bohr's atomic model. In today's lecture, we will discuss about the radii of the different orbits in the Bohr's atomic model. Students, you know that using the first two postulates, we can study the entire dynamics of the circular motion of the electron, including its energy. According to Bohr's first postulate, recall it, what is the Bohr's first postulate, what is the Bohr's second postulate. For that, you have to observe the previous video that is given on the channel. Is that? So, what are the postulates of Bohr's atomic model? According to Bohr's atomic model, he tells us that the electron revolves around the nucleus in a circular orbit. Is that? It performs the circular motion. Now, this is the electron which is revolving around the nucleus and performing the circular motion. So, we know that for the circular motion, the centripetal force is necessary. Here, that centripetal force is provided between the negatively charged electron and positively charged nucleus. There is a Coulomb force of attraction, that is the electrostatic force that provide here the centripetal force. So, what is the first postulate? We can write the equation for the first postulate, that is mv square by r, that is centripetal force, is equal to Coulomb force or electrostatic force, that is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 z e square upon r square. This is the first postulate. And then what is the second postulate? According to Bohr's, it tells us that the electrons revolves in those particular orbits in which that electron satisfies some particular condition, that is the angular momentum of the electron is equal to the integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. So, we can write the equation. This is the equation for the second postulate, that is angular momentum mvr is equal to nh upon 2 pi. Now, how we use these two equations to find the radius of Bohr orbit? We have to find the radius of the Bohr orbit. First, we find the radius of first orbit, and then we can obtain the radii of the different orbits for any atom. So, how we can find the radius of that Bohr orbit? For that, we use these two postulates. By using the second postulate, first we find the equation for velocity. We write v is equal to here nh upon 2 pi mr. This m and r is shifted here in the denominator to the right side. Then square it, we get the value of v square, and then put that value of v square here in this equation, in the first equation. You will get the equation for radius. समजते? To find the equation of radius, काय करायचे तुम्हाला? Is it clear? You have to use the first postulate, second postulate. सेकंड postulate वरून पहिले v चे इक्वेशन लिहायचं, नंतर त्याचा स्क्वेअर करायचा आणि स्क्वेअर केलेली जी व्हॅल्यू आहे v स्क्वेअर ची आपल्याला मिळणार ती या इक्वेशन मध्ये ठेवायची आणि आपल्याला मिळते इक्वेशन फॉर रेडियस. सो लेट अस स्टार्ट हाउ टू फाइंड द डेरिवेशन. When we write the derivation, we have to write some consideration here. Consider an atom having an electron moving around the nucleus having charge Ze, where Z is the atomic number. Is that clear? Let m be the mass and r radius of the orbit and v the velocity of the revolving electron. See in this diagram, all these quantities are shown here. Is the electron that is revolving around the nucleus in a circular orbit of radius r, m is the mass of electron and v is the velocity of the electron. Is that? We have to obtain the equation for radius. Again we use that two postulate. Now see here, according to the second postulate, Bohr's second postulate, what we can write? mvr, angular momentum, is equal to nh upon 2 pi. Now we can write the equation for v is equal to nh upon 2 pi mr. Is it clear? हा m आणि r आपण या साइडला शिफ्ट केला. Now squaring to this equation on both side, v square is equal to, इकडे काय मिळेल राइट साइडला आपल्याला? What we can write here in the right side? n square h square upon 4 pi square m square r square. Is it clear? Now this is the equation for square of velocity v square. Now we use the first postulate. What is the first postulate? According to the first postulate, centrifugal force acting on the electron is mv square by r, and we can compare this centrifugal force with the electrostatic force. So we get this equation mv square by r is equal to z e square upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r square. We put the value of v square from the previous equation here. Is that is m into n square h square upon 4. Is that n square h square upon 4 pi square m square r square, that is the value of v square we put here, and m and r is also here. So we get this equation that is equal to the Coulomb force. Now from these two equation, r cube जर राइट हँड साइडला न्यूमरेटर मध्ये आणला, r cube upon r square तर आपल्याला r मिळतो. हा 4 pi epsilon 0 इकडे न्यायचा, z स्क्वेअर इकडे खाली न्यायचा आणि rearrange the equation. We get the equation r is equal to epsilon 0 n square h square upon z e square pi m. This is the equation for the radius of Bohr orbit. This is the main equation for the radius of Bohr orbit. Is that? Now we can obtain the equation for radius of different orbits. As we know, r is equal to epsilon 0 n square h square upon z e square pi m. For hydrogen atom, you know the atomic number z is equal to 1 because hydrogen has only one proton. Is that? So we can put the value of z is equal to 1. We get this equation epsilon 0 n square h square upon pi m e square. This is now equation for hydrogen atom. Is that? Now in the hydrogen atom, if we want to find the equation for radii of the different orbits, means we can put the value of n different and epsilon 0 h square upon pi m e square, that is the constant value. If for the first orbit we can put n is equal to 1, we get r is equal to epsilon 0 h square upon pi m e square. We refer this value as a to the power 0. So we get the different radius here. For the first orbit in this diagram, the radius is r1. For the second orbit, r2 is equal to 4 r1. For the third orbit, r3 is equal to 9 times r1. For the fourth orbit, r4 is equal to 16 r1. How we obtain these different values of radii? By using the radii of the first orbit. Let us go to the next slide. See here, a to the power 0, that is the constant epsilon 0 h square upon pi m e square. When we put all the constant values here, we get a to the power 0 is equal to 0.529 into 10 to the power minus 10 meter or 0.529 angstrom unit. This is the radius of first Bohr orbit. Is that? And we get the equation r is equal to n square into radius of first Bohr orbit a to the power 0. Is that? Thus for the first orbit, radii of the orbits having n is equal to 1, 2, 3, we can calculate. See here, r1 is equal to n square म्हणजे 1 चा स्क्वेअर आणि 0.529, आपल्याला मिळेल 0.529 angstrom unit. सेकंड ऑर्बिट साठी जर ऑब्टेन करायची आहे, n ची व्हॅल्यू काय ठेवावी लागेल? 2 चा स्क्वेअर. सो 4 into a naught. Is that? r3 is equal to 3 चा स्क्वेअर म्हणजे 9 into 0.529. r4 is equal to 4 चा स्क्वेअर म्हणजे 16 into 0.529. Thus we can obtain the different values for the radii of the different orbit. Again see in the previous diagram, r1 is that is the radius of first orbit. Second orbit साठी radius काय होते? 4 into r1. Third orbit साठी 9 into r1. For the fourth orbit, 16 into r1. Thus we get n square, that is the square of that principal quantum number for the given orbit multiplied by the radius of the first orbit. Thus we can find the radii of the different orbits by using the radius of the first orbit. There is one problem given in your book. This problem will be asked for 1 mark. Calculate the radius of the third orbit of electron in hydrogen atom. You can use directly this formula. Rn is equal to a0 n square. Now n is equal to 3 as we have to find the radius for the third orbit. Is that? So we can put the value of n is equal to 3. Square of 3 is equal to 9. So 9 into a0 means 9 into 0.053 nanometer. We get 0.477 nanometer. इथे नॅनोमीटर मध्ये कॅल्क्युलेट करून दाखवलेली आहे. तुम्ही अँगस्ट्रॉंग युनिटमध्ये पण कॅल्क्युलेट करू शकता. बघा 0.529ला 0.53 घेतलं अप्रॉक्सिमेटली. यू कॅन यूज दिस व्हॅल्यू ऑल्सो अँड यू कॅन राईट 0.529 अँगस्ट्रॉंग युनिट ऑल्सो. इज दॅट फॉर द थर्ड ऑर्बिट युअर व्हॅल्यू विल बी 4.75 अँगस्ट्रॉंग युनिट. तिथे तुम्हाला नॅनोमीटरमध्ये कॅल्क्युलेट करून दाखवलेली आहे. समजतंय? Thus you can find the radius of the second orbit, you can find the radius of the fourth orbit by using the same logic. There will be different questions in the objective depending on this formula. We will discuss the two objectives given in your exercise. See here, choose the correct option. The first objective, in which of the following system will the radius of the first orbit of the electron be smallest? बघा या 4 सिस्टीम्समध्ये हायड्रोजन, सिंगली आयोनाइज हेलियम, ड्यूटेरॉन आणि ट्रिटियम या सगळ्यांमध्ये पहिला ऑर्बिट जो आहे फर्स्ट ऑर्बिटची रेडियस जी आहे ती स्मॉलेस्ट कोणाची असू शकते? समजते? फॉर दॅट वी यूज द फॉर्म्युला फॉर रेडियस. वी नो r इज इक्वल टू ॲप्सिलॉन 0 n स्क्वेअर h स्क्वेअर अपॉन z e स्क्वेअर पाय m. याच्यामध्ये ॲप्सिलॉन 0 h स्क्वेअर ई स्क्वेअर पाय एम ह्या व्हॅल्यू बदलणार नाही. ऑर्बिट बदललं तर बदलेल एन आणि एलिमेंट्स बदलला तर हा झेड बदलेल ॲटॉमिक नंबर. समजतंय ना? सो वी कॅन राईट द सेकंड फॉर्म्युला आर इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू एन स्क्वेअर and inversely proportional to Z, that is the atomic number. Now for the tritium, Z is equal to 3. Why Z is equal to 3 for tritium? Because in the tritium, in its nucleus, there are the 3 number of protons. ड्यूटेरॉन मध्ये 2 प्रोटॉन असतात, हायड्रोजन मध्ये 1 प्रोटॉन आहे, ट्रिटियम मध्ये 3 प्रोटॉन्स आहे. समजतंय? मग इथे Z इज इक्वल टू 3 येईल. या तिघांसाठी 1 येईल, पण ट्रिटियमसाठी इथे 3 येईल आणि म्हणून रेडियस काय होईल? मिनिमम for the tritium. So the answer is tritium. Now we will discuss the another objective given in your book. The radius of the fourth orbit of the electron will be smaller than its eighth orbit by a factor of. 8व्या ऑर्बिट पेक्षा चौथ्या ऑर्बिटची रेडियस कितीने कमी असायला पाहिजे? Again we discuss the same formula. What is the radius? R is equal to epsilon 0 n square h square अपॉन झेड ई स्क्वेअर पाय एम. समजतंय? या आर वरून आपण लिहू शकतो एन स्क्वेअर इंटू ए टू दी पॉवर 0, दॅट इज द रेडियस ऑफ फर्स्ट ऑर्बिट. समजतंय? मग चौथ्या ऑर्बिटसाठी आपण काय लिहू शकणार? आर इज इक्वल टू 4चा स्क्वेअर म्हणजे 16 a0. 8व्या ऑर्बिटसाठी आपण काय लिहू शकणार? आर इज इक्वल टू 8चा स्क्वेअर म्हणजे 64 इंटू a0. समजतंय? मग रेडियस फॉर द 8th ऑर्बिट 64 a0 है ना. रेडियस ऑफ द फोर्थ ऑर्बिट 16 r1. तशी 8व्या ऑर्बिटची काय येईल? 64 r1. मग 64 अपॉन 16 आपल्याला काय मिळेल? 4. सो द आन्सर इज 4. म्हणजे आपण म्हणू शकतो रेडियस ऑफ द फोर्थ ऑर्बिट ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रॉन इज 4 टाइम्स स्मॉलर दॅन इट्स 8th ऑर्बिट. है ना? इज दॅट क्लियर? सो दिस इज द आन्सर 4. Thus you can solve the different objectives by using the same formula. R is equal to epsilon 0 n square h square upon z e square pi m, and by using the second formula, that is R is equal to n square into a to the power 0, or R is directly proportional to n square and inversely proportional to z, that is the atomic number. Thus in this video we have discussed about how to find the radius of Bohr orbit and how to find the radii of the different orbits. In the next lecture, we will discuss about how to calculate or how to find the equation for energy of the electron in the different orbits. Thank you.